Support for studio sessions on KNKX comes from OB Credit Union, the original credit union of the Olympia Brewery, bringing pub-style banking to South Sound neighborhoods. OB Credit Union, offering Rainier, Pabst, Lone Star, and Olympia beer credit cards. More at obee.com/cards. I'm Abe Beeson with an exclusive KNKX studio session performance from the Yellowjackets. Formed in the late 70s to support guitarist Robin Ford, keyboardist Russell Ferrante leads the Yellowjackets onward. Their new album, Parallel Motion, could win the band their third Grammy Award next month. It's a return to the core quartet after successful recent collaborations with a singer and a big band. We'll hear 3 songs in this session, including one from the Yellowjackets' previous small group record, Coherence, and a pair from the new one, including this first song, Intrigue, with Bob Mintzer on sax and electric wind instrument, Russell Ferrante at the piano and synthesizer. Dane Alderson is playing bass with Will Kennedy behind the drum kit. It's the Yellowjackets on 88.5 KNKX. The Yellowjackets are in the KNKX studios. It's Bob Mintzer on saxophone, Russell Ferrante piano and keyboards, Dane Alderson bass, Will Kennedy at the drums. Their new record is called Parallel Motion, the fourth with this lineup, although there have been some collaborations along the way as well. Great to have you all here. Russell, as the original member of the band, I would love for you to begin the conversation. Tell us a little bit about how the band started. I understand at first it was formed kind of to back up Robin Ford.
Yeah, that's right. I met Robin in kind of the late 70s up in the San Francisco Bay Area. Cool. And then Robin later moved to Los Angeles. I followed him down there, and he put a band together. And the first record that actually the original Yellowjackets were on was Robin's record called The Inside Story. And from there, Robin continued doing solo projects, and Yellowjackets was born, and here we are 3 years later.
Robin was on actually some early Yellowjackets records, too.
Yes.
When did it feel like, oh, this is my band now? This isn't the Robin Ford thing anymore?
Well, when Robin left to do his own thing, I think we all thought that was the end of the band, because we had really been built around him, and he's such a dynamic and amazing musician. But we persevered. We met Mark Russo shortly after Robin left, and Mark became a member of the band for several years, and that really kept us going.
I think one of the crucial members of the band joining was not long after, in the mid-'80s, when Will Kennedy came into the band. It was actually, I guess, a decade in there where you weren't with the band anymore. So tell us about joining the band and then rejoining, Will.
I'm here. No, I'm not. Hello, everyone.
We turned around. He was gone.
Will who? Life changes, and was inspired to investigate some other opportunities. And I actually thought I was finished being a Yellowjacket, and for some reason those threads wouldn't come off of me. 10 years later, I inquired again, and we, of course, kept in contact. We're all one big happy family, it was time to make my way back into the band, and happy to be here. Man, we're just thrilled about this new recording, Parallel Motion, and excited that perhaps some of our peers have heard it and put us up for a Grammy nomination, so we're just thrilled to pieces.
And Will, amongst the new album, everyone's got song contributions, and we're going to hear one of yours in our studio session. Tell us about the song Samaritan.
Samaritan. It was just an opportunity to express a calm, relaxed, warm hug, if you will. And Yellowjackets have a long history of what we like to think of as being strong melodies in our songs, and this one is just a nice, warm statement of a person who contributes to his society and is a friendly character, a Samaritan, if you will. And the birth of that song happened.
And Bob Mintzer, a contributor who joined the band, I think, not long after Will in the early 90s. Tell us about becoming a Yellowjacket and becoming a key member of the group.
Let's see. So August 1990, we made a record called Greenhouse, and I was invited once it was known that Mark Russo would be leaving the band to just go out to L.A. and make this record with the guys. And just a quick funny story. I went to meet them at the Blue Note. They were playing in New York at the Blue Note. And I show up at the Blue Note, and the club was on fire, and everybody was standing out on the street. And that was our first meeting. And I thought, what does this mean? But we made the record, nevertheless, and then did a little bit of playing that December in Asia. And it was just feeling really good. The music was inspiring, and I thought, this could be a very fertile, fun situation. And here we are, 32 years later in my case.
Fantastic. To the youngest member of the band, Dane Alderson, It sounds strange saying that. You've been with the group for almost 8 years, I think. So
Yeah.
you're not exactly brand new, but you're one of the younger players and some big shoes to fill. Tell us about joining the Yellowjackets.
Oh, absolutely. I guess I'll always kind of be the new guy, which is fine with me. No, yes, nearly 8 years with the band. It'll be 8 years in April. And I'm crazy. I'm just so thrilled and honored, and to have the baton passed on to me from the great Jimmy Haslip and Felix Pastorius. And it's been an incredible 8 years, and I've recorded 4 albums with the band now. My first album was Coherence, which we recorded, I think, a couple months after I first started playing with the guys. And and it's been a wild ride. That's for sure.
Yeah. Over 45 years, Russell. Changing Times is actually one of the songs on the record, a changing band over the decades. Can you tell me what the common musical thread for Yellowjackets music is? Because I know all these players are also off doing their own thing, too. What is it that makes the songs Yellowjacket songs?
Wow. You stumped me. Well, I will mention, melodies. All the music always has a strong groove, and as Bob often says, you're tapping your foot. You don't exactly know why, because sometimes there's unusual rhythms. But I think maybe one of the most important qualities. It's a combination of music that's really carefully composed, but also there's room for improvisation and interaction. And along with that, it's a democracy. So every guy is equal and contributes equally. And when we're playing, we're listening to one another and really trying to make the sum greater than the individual parts.
I think this new record, Parallel Motion, is kind of a perfect example, especially after following a couple of records with collaborations, Luciano Souza,
right,
and
that's
the
right.
big band.
That's
so
true.
You
Yeah.
get to focus on the quartet on this record.
Yeah, which was, I think, a desire of ours. And, throughout the history of the band, managers and record companies, they're always trying to put you with another artist, which can really be fun and sort of take you to some different places, take you out of your comfort zone. And I'm thinking even, like John Coltrane and Johnny Hartman, or Duke Ellington and John Coltrane, or, Miles Davis, Gil Evans. I mean, there's a great legacy of collaborations in jazz music, but I think we have something special with the 4 of us, and we wanted to really highlight that on this new recording.
Now, one of the terms that described this band early in its days, which is kind of a silly term when you think about it, contemporary jazz. Modern jazz is kind of always changing. The new jazz is always
Right.
contemporary.
Yeah.
So how has your contemporary aesthetic changed with the times, so to speak?
Well, we were talking earlier, and you were mentioning young musicians.
Yeah.
And 3 of us, until just recently, were teaching at USC, so constantly in touch with younger players, younger musicians, turning us on to things they're listening to. And as we're out on the road traveling, we're hearing bands and kind of checking out what people are doing. And, all of that, I think, feeds our creativity. And then we have the opportunity to play the music and to keep recording and keep working on our sound. So,
Something else that's changed over the decades with this band is technology. And the band was one of the first to really fully embrace electronic keyboards and other instruments, the electronic wind instrument, Bob. Technology has changed, speaking of kids who can pull a computer to part these days. How has your use of the technology changed? Has it?
I think, we were really excited, the advent of MIDI, in the early 80s, and we used sequencers a lot on recordings and live performance. I think actually we've been moving in the opposite direction the last few years, more toward an acoustic sound. And we use technology more like orchestration, but it's not central to, if we don't have the synths, I mean, it's fine, or any of the electronic elements.
Yeah, it's almost as if the new album features, it's the Yellowjackets plus your own special guests.
Yeah. Yeah.
The new record from the Yellowjackets is Parallel Motion. The band is playing at Jazz Alley tonight and tomorrow night. Thank you so much, all of you, for stopping by. I'm Abe Beeson. You are connected to the KNKX studio sessions.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks so much to Bob Mintzer, Russell Ferrante, Dane Alderson, and Will Kennedy, the Yellowjackets. The new album is Parallel Motion. Thanks to our audio engineer, Brian Moynihan, video producer, Parker Blome. Thanks to our promotions director, Brenda Goldstein-Young, and all of you listening in. Find our studio session archives at knkx.org with more content on our YouTube channel. I'm Abe Beeson. Thanks for listening.